Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Harakah Kodash, and of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim, preaching this word in all truth and sincerity. Alright, so what just took place, a day or two ago was out there in Australia, a whole bunch of Amalekites, so-called Jews, got deleted. Alright, and the whole narrative, the operation behind it is they want to demonize everybody that speaks against a so-called Jew, which we call them so-called Jews, all right, because they're not the real Jews. They're not the real Israelites, okay? The real Jews, the real Israelites, are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, the word Jew is short for the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negroes. And Jew pertains unto the southern kingdom, or Judah pertains to the southern kingdom. All right, the tribes of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are the Negroid or darker-skinned tribes, if you will. And so these Amalekites that got deleted, the shooters that were showing that were hunting those Amalekites appeared to be so-called of Middle Eastern descent. So either Arab, Palestinian, they were another Shemitic people. So when they're saying this whole narrative of anti-Shemites or anti-Semitic, it's really a play on words, because the majority of the planet Earth are Shemitic people, are Semites, if you will. Even us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, we are the Shemites. We are the Shemites of Shem. And the name Shem means a name in Hebrew. The name of the Heavenly Father and His Son was given to the Israelites, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So this is Isaiah 14:6. It says, "He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke." And the people that this devil, smote with a continual stroke, all right, that people is us Israelites, man. Okay, unto this day, he's not telling us who we are as a people. Unto this day, they're demonizing us, labeling us thugs, labeling us, the reason why America's crumbling, just have a whole rhetoric against us as a people. And, back in the, 1400s, when they were hunting us down, when they were killing us, putting the Latino indigenous tribes in slavery and taking down the kingdom of Judah in Europe, West Africa, unto this day, we are yet this day in our captivity. Unto this day, they're smiting us, man. They're killing us, man, at a super high rate. All right, when they're out there and they, got the police, they roll up on Jake. They're looking for any reason to blow you Israelites away, man. Okay. First is when they spot, or when they know it's an Edomite, a so-called white man that's out there committing terrorism, they try to reason with the guy. They say, well, let us look into his history and, see if he has any mental illness. But when it's Jake, it's just right away, you did it. You're guilty. You're a criminal. When it comes to Esau, they try to get to the bottom of the situation. They'll say, we got a person of interest. Okay. They never come out and say, oh, it was a white man. Oh, it was a Caucasian. No. They'll say it was a person of interest and that they need to evaluate the suspect, before they bring out a trial or any further information, which is backwards, man. Okay, the biggest anti-Semitic people on the planet Earth are you so-called white people. Are you Edomites? Are you so-called Jewish people? So it says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. You see, now you're being persecuted. Whether it was a psyop or not, it more than likely was a psyop. Okay? But this has been taking place, for the past, 30 years since I've been around, since I've been on the earth. You didn't really hear of any trouble amongst, Amalek, amongst the so-called Jew. All right, after the Balfour Declaration and Nazi Germany, it was almost as if, it didn't exist anymore, man. But now it's starting to pick up because you're the devil. Okay? You ruled the nations in anger, starting with us Israelites, us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And then you're ruling the other nations in anger. All right, like what you did to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You dropped them atomic bombs on them. When you went into Iraq, okay, when you went into Afghanistan, all right, you want to go into, you went into Syria, you want to go into Iran, for what? So you can spill blood and have them submit to your democracy, man. So you're the devil, and you're beginning to be persecuted, and nobody's going to stop it. None hindereth. All right, nobody's going to get in the way of, these nations putting you damn devils down. Okay, as a matter of fact, at the end of the end, all nations are going to come together. Okay, to shoot missiles on America and shoot missiles on Israel, man. All right, that's prophecy. And that's the times that we're living in. Okay, World War III is going to be the ultimatum for the land of Israel and for America. Okay, these nations are going to shoot missiles on you, man. And it's prophecy. There's nothing you could do to stop it or hinder it. All right, you're being persecuted now, and nobody's going to hinder it. All right. And like I said, it could have been a psyop, just for them to pass more anti-Israel, propaganda where they could punish you, take down your information, give you a hate crime. As the scriptures say, he's going to make a man an offender for a word. And ultimately is to, protect Amalek of the future, which is the future of him being stripped of power and going into slavery, man. And Amalek, once again, is the head tribe of you so-called white people. All right, the so-called Jew is the head tribe of you Edomites, man. You so-called white people, whether you like it or not. Okay. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Araka Kodash. And of course, as always, double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.